Hello everybody, welcome to history class. My name's Katie and today I will be your teacher. But don't worry, we're not going over the same BS that we all were taught in school. Today we're going to go over like our true hidden history and expose some things that not everybody knows. But as always, I do have my 2-year-old son, Jaden, in the room with me, and he's playing with his trucks currently, which I'm forewarning you can get a little loud. So I will do my best to quiet down the background noise as best as I can, but I'm not going to stop him playing like I've said before, so we'll get through this together. Let me go ahead and give a quick disclaimer so YouTube or any other social media channels don't take this video down. This video is made strictly for entertainment purposes only. It's 100% my opinion, it's speculation. I'm not saying any of it's factual. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and say that I'm an actress and I'm practicing my movie lines. So, like, it's fake, it's a script, it's not real. Hopefully that's good enough and satisfies every, community guidelines out there. Alright, now let's get into these videos because I promise you're gonna want to see them. But before we jump into these videos, do me a favor and everybody go ahead and smash that like button for your girl because it really helps get these videos out to as many people as possible. And if you like the video now, you don't have to remember to do it later. So, it's a win-win for everybody. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, get subscribed to our channel. Hello, what are you doing? Anyways, let's get started with these videos.
They hear me sleep, the alarm's going off, beep beep. Time to wake up to the deceit. Our whole reality's made up by the elite.
Now, I'm just going to give a forewarning really quick to everybody out there watching this video. This first topic that we're going to talk about is a little touchy and, it's kind of sensitive to a lot of people. So I just want to give a quick warning. I mean, no disrespect, neither does the woman in this video that I'm going to play. At least I don't see her as having any disrespect. I hope no disrespect was taken from this video. I just want to have an open, honest conversation with everybody in the comment section below. So let's just make sure we show everybody love. There's no hate in the comments. If there's any hate, I'm probably going to delete your comment. Just because I don't like that. That's not what our community's for. We're here to love and, everybody find the truth and everybody learn from each other. And we're not going to get anywhere if everybody's just rude to each other. We're just here to bring you the truth and help you through this time because I know from personal experience, this waking up process can be hard and it can be long and it can be lonely. And I don't want anybody to feel like that. So we're here to find the truth together in a positive, upbringing way where we have a community involved and we can communicate with each other and nobody will ever feel alone. That's the point of doing these videos. With that being said, this first video is going to touch on the topic of race and basically how public schools indoctrinate you to be a racist. If you graduate from high school, if you go, K through 12 and you graduate from public schools and you aren't racist, then you weren't listening, basically is this summary of this video. And it's deep and it's a conversation and topic that we all need to have because if we don't talk about it, who's going to? You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to give you guys a forewarning that it is a little sensitive, it is a little touchy, so just get ready, basically. Anyways, let's get into the videos. Sorry.
If you are raised and schooled in the United States of America, and you have gone to school for 13 years, K through 12, and you aren't a racist, you weren't listening. Now, people really resent it when I say that, but wait a minute, folks. Who do we say invented everything, discovered everything, did all the writing, did all the reading? People. Eventually, maybe you'll actually say when the teacher says, Christopher Columbus discovered America and he met those Indians here. There were no Indians here when Christopher Columbus got here. There were people from Africa who had been here for over 10,000 years before Christopher Columbus was born. It's time for us to teach our children the truth. And it's time for us to say, okay, we're going to talk about Black Lives Matter. People, everybody trace your DNA back as far as you can trace it. And you're going to find out that every one of you has in their DNA some DNA from a country in Africa. That's a fact.
I mean, she ain't spitting nothing but truth. And I know, some people can take offense to it, you know what I mean? But just relax. She didn't mean any offense. Just listen to what she's saying, okay? She's saying that we were indoctrinated to think this way. This is how they taught us, right? Because who discovered everything? Who freaking wrote everything? Who like did everything, right? Who was the leader of every country or town, or who were all the kings? Who was all this and that and this and that? Like, it's insane, right? Let's just touch on the Christopher Columbus story real quick, because for those of you who don't know, I homeschool my children, and my daughter's in second grade, and we were just going over the Christopher Columbus story, like, I don't know, day before yesterday, something. Okay. Now, I don't teach her, like, what they want us to know, right? Like, or what we were all taught in public school. Like, I teach her the truth, right? But we did learn the Christopher Columbus story, because this is obviously, like, a huge part of what they want our history to believe. And if she talks to anybody, they're going to tell her, like, oh, Christopher Columbus, you know what I mean? So we told her, like, this is what we were taught in school, that Christopher Columbus, sailed the ocean in 1492 and discovered whatever, America, right? Okay. Well, in this lesson, it literally says in the history books that he thought, when Christopher Columbus sailed across the ocean, he thought he landed in India. That's why when he got off the boat and he saw the people there, he called them Indians, because he thought he was in India. So it's literally, even though, like, yes, there were people there and, like, he didn't discover it, we get that part, but, like, he was wrong to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, that's why we call them Indians, because he thought he was in India, and they were in America, so they're not Indians, they were Americans. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. The whole story is wrong. All of history is wrong. Even the story they tell us is, like, wrong, and they admit that it's wrong, and anyways, I hope that didn't get anybody too upset. Like I said before playing this video, we love you all. That was not meant to upset or offend anyone. I just had to bring it to you because crazy. And it's, like, so true. It's so true, right? Like, I mean, anybody, we all went to public school. We all know what she's talking about, right? Anyways, so let's move on to the maps and, like, the map of the world that we were all taught in school, and, like, they showed you in, like, every classroom, definitely every history classroom, but, like, really every classroom ever. Like, they all had globes in it, or, like, those big hanging plastic sheets, like maps of the world and stuff, right? Just check this video out and let me know, like, did you know that our map is so screwed with, and that, like, everything is just wrong? This is just, like, another example of them wanting you to think, like, Americans are better than the rest of the world, and, like, they just push this race theory on us so hard, and it's like, they make it so, like, we are angry at each other, right? And we fight each other, and it's never us versus them. It's always us versus each other, which is insane, because they start all of this stuff. Anyways, roll the tape. Enough of my blabbing. Sorry. This stuff gets me so heated, I can't help it sometimes.
Every college and university has a Mercator map somewhere, wall size. Think about this. This tickles me to death. Which you, I'm sure, saw when you were in school. If you go to a school today, you will see it again. Because this little bit of misinformation is used throughout the United States to teach about the size, the shape, and the location of all the important land masses on the face of the earth. And you know which ones they are. And this is what it looks like when it's hanging on the wall.
It looks very familiar, indeed.
Of course, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Now, you'll notice that there's a Russia and a Russia. There's a China and another China. There's an India and another India. They have to do it that way in order to have the United States in the middle of the map.
Right.
In order to use this map at all, you have to take this piece off here, and put it over here. And now you see, the United States is no longer in the middle of the map.
Right.
South America is actually 9 times larger than Greenland.
It's crazy.
Now, according to your social studies teachers, what is the equator? Halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole on this map would be right about here.
Right.
And that means that Iowa has a semi-tropical climate. Well, you've been in Minnesota in the wintertime.
I've been in Iowa too. It's definitely
You know that it doesn't have a tropical climate. So you have to then introduce a real version of the map of the world. I hope this is the one.
Let's Very good.
The Peters projection map. The sizes on this map are right. The shapes are distorted. Look at Greenland on this map. Right there. See it?
Yeah, it's really tiny.
See how small that is?
Right.
Look at it on the Mercator projection.
So why do they do that? I don't understand.
Why? Because the Pope commissioned Mercator to make a map that shows the spread of Christianity. So all the countries in which there are predominantly white people are larger than those in the southern part of the world, halfway between the North Pole and South Pole.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have children going to school and they're seeing this map,
Right.
they're seeing a distortion
Yeah.
of size, of shape, of location, of importance. If they're looking at this map, they're seeing a distorted, shape distorted, but size and location and importance makes sense. This makes no sense.
Right.
On that map, Alaska is bigger than Mexico. On this map, Mexico is bigger than Alaska. And look at Canada on this map. Look at that thing. That much is map. Look at Canada on a properly constructed map.
Yeah.
Do you think that's important?
It's like a world of difference, actually.
A world of difference. That's a good thought. Look at there. Look at South America and compare it to Greenland on this map.
Right.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts, right? Crazy. And it makes a world of difference, like she said, because we're kids going to school being taught about our world and, the earth that we live on. Don't you think it's important that we actually know where the continents and stuff are? Like, how are you supposed to ever actually, legitimately go out there and travel on your own or anything? Like, they could just lie to you about everything, right? Like, everything. Crazy. It's crazy. It's too much for me. It's just too much. Because, think about it. When is the last time that us as Americans, when we go travel or go on vacation somewhere, when is the last time that we travel on our own, where we are in control of where we're going? You know what I'm saying? An actual navigation, north, south, east, west, a compass, and you map out the things that you find. Nobody does that, right? We either follow a GPS on our phone, which is the government, or AI, or it's a technology telling you where to go. It's not anything that's soundproof, that you can verify, this is actually legit. You know what I'm saying? And then if you don't drive following GPS, then you take a train or a bus or a plane or something like that, right? All of which you are not driving yourself. You are being driven. You are being commuted. You're being taken there. You know what I'm saying? We don't ever get out and explore the world on our own and actually map out our world and see things for our own. So how would we know if they're lying to us, right? We just have to take everything as fact. I don't know. That video just hit different, dude. And that upon multiple other reasons is why I homeschool. Yes, it's a pain in the ass. And no, my kids don't always take me seriously because it's hard to go from mom to teacher, right? Sometimes they just want to goof off and think oh, that's my mom. I don't want to listen to her. But I would do it 100 times over again. I would never send them to public school. Not only because I'm worried about the danger that they face at public school with all this BS that's going on, but I don't want them indoctrinated. I want to know what my children are learning. I want to be a part of their education. I want to know what areas they are having trouble in, and we can work solely on those areas. I want to know. I want to be involved. I'm sorry. I can't. But I'm not bashing anybody who sends their kids to public school. I get it. You know what I mean? It's expensive nowadays. And back in the day when we were younger, you could have a one parent working and one parent in the household with the kids raising them, and you guys were fine. You could live comfortably, right? It's not like that anymore. Sometimes, depending on where you live, here in Detroit, Michigan, it's hard with both parents working. You know what I mean? So, I get it. If you, can't afford to, homeschool and you have to work, you don't have time. I get it. I'm not bashing anybody for anything. Do you, boo. Love you all. I'm just saying that's why I homeschool, because I'm mortified by it. I can't do it. It, just horrifies me. It took me so long to unlearn the indoctrination that I was indoctrinated with. And honestly, I don't think I'm completely done yet. I don't know if I ever will be done. I think it's a process that I have to just work at for the rest of my life and try to figure out what's true and what's not. And I don't want my children to have to go through that. I just don't. So I teach them both. I teach them there are people that think the world is round, there are people that think the world is flat, and these are those reasons, right? This is what the government says is our true history. This is what people, that we have been researching and, truth seeking and finding information on their own. This is what they say that is our true history. And, the truth may lay somewhere in between, kind of like how when people get into an argument and, there's three versions of the truth. There's your side, my side, and the truth. So, nobody really knows what's factual, but like I want to give my children all the information that's possible. And I don't know a better way to do it than that. So, like, anyways, long story short, that's my homeschool. Anyways, let's move on. And speaking of the flat earth and stuff like that, since we just like kind of touched on that really briefly in my rant there, have you guys heard of the encyclopedia, if I could talk, Encyclopedia of Britannia from 1958? I mean, I'm sure like you haven't. Not a lot of people go around and reading like encyclopedias all the time, but we need to talk about it because, like, whoa there. Sorry, I misspoke a second ago. I had to consult my notes. But the Encyclopedia Britannica of 1958 speaks about a firmament over the flat earth and, like, that they found it and, like, the heights and measurements and stuff of it. I shit you not. Just wait. So, basically, in 1958, they admit that they were testing on the dome. Like firmament above us, the dome that keeps us in this, like, if you know the flat earth theory, you know what I'm talking about. But apparently in 1958, they were openly testing on this. Like, they found out exactly how high it is at certain longitudes and latitudes and so on. Like, why have we not been taught this? I mean, I think majority of us know why we haven't been taught this, but roll the video, let's get into it.
Okay, you guys remember how I showed you the maps that were here on Earth before 1958, before the governments took them out? And I'm going to show you the Encyclopedia Britannicas in the public libraries before 1958. Here is volume 2 out of the alphabet A. And we're going to flip to the Antarctica. From 1958, before the Antarctic Treaty, says the flights proved inland areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. When they returned to New Zealand, these flights proved the inland areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. Now, if this doesn't make sense to you, let me show you with an image of what a flat earth map would look like. Now, this is what a latitude 80 degrees south would look like on a flat earth map. As you can see, the dome comes down closer to you over the wall, which will be about 13,000 feet. But what you got to ask yourself is, why do all the maps before 1958 show a flat earth with the ice wall around it and a firmament, a dome? And why does the encyclopedia tell you that there's a dome there, and it gives you the exact height at the certain latitude and longitude? Well, the reason is because in 1958, that's when all governments and all nations of the world signed the UN treaty to ban all civilians from going to the Antarctica. And NASA came in and erased everything, just like they're erasing everything today. So again, ask yourself, if all this existed before 1958, why doesn't it exist now? How come it all of a sudden was erased and just disappeared out of your history books, out of your encyclopedias, out of your libraries? Wake up, people. Wake up.
Wake up, for real. Like, seriously. And it makes sense because it's like out at the edge, right? Because I know you're like, oh, well, planes fly at like 20,000 feet, or I don't really know. I don't fly. I've never been on a plane. But, well, like a helicopter when I was like really little. But anyways, I know they fly at like 15,000 feet, 20, something like that. They have like a certain flying height that they fly at, right? And I know that's higher than 13,000 feet, or people have been higher than 13,000 feet. So you're like, oh, what are you talking about, right? That's at the very edge. Like he showed, like at the very edge of the dome. So it's like a dome, right? Like it comes up and then it goes down and it gets closer at the edges, right? At the edge, 80 degrees south. Crazy, 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 crazy. And like he said, why did all the maps say there was a flat earth? Why does the encyclopedia say that there's a flat earth with like measurements over the dome and stuff? It's almost like the Earth was flat, and they were trying to tell you that before they realized there was other land outside of Antarctica, and they don't want you to go get it. I'm telling you, there's a reason. I'm telling you, I think it's the land. I think it's them hiding God. I think it's lots of things. Lots of things. But I could talk about that all day. Plus, not to mention, here is a newspaper clipping from 1897, and the title reads, "The Earth is Flat, read all about it. January 31st, 1897. But, you know, that's before the Antarctic Treaty was signed and all the governments of the world decided that they were gonna, you know, lie to us all and conceal the truth and enslave us without cages and, you know, all that fun stuff that they do today. Yeah. Anyways, I saved the best for last, so I really hope that you guys stuck around till the end because, like, we need to talk about this, okay? Listen up. The Bono Monti, whatever, however you say it, Bono Monti map of 1587. We need to discuss something. Like, we need to talk about it. First, I want you to look over here at the North Pole and notice how it has no ice. Like, none. No ice. Again, this is in 1587, okay? Now, in this Bono Monti map of 1587, we have all the same continents as on our map today, right? You can see North America, South America, Africa, India, Russia, China. So, like, very similar to our map today, right? The only difference is that this Bono Monti map of 1587 does not have Australia on it, right? Because Australia was not founded until 1606, I believe. Sorry, I had to check my notes. But yes, Australia was founded in 1606, and this Bono Monti map is from 1587. So that's why Australia isn't on this Bono Monti map, because it wasn't discovered yet. But my main question is, like, if this map is just a globe flattened out, right? It's just like flattened out, right? This is the North Pole, and this piece of land would just be on the bottom, right? That big circle, obviously, is just on the bottom. Okay, so now we all understand that if this is just a globe flattened out, right, and that would be the continent on the bottom of the land. Okay, what the is this green piece of land that clearly, if we zoom in, has warm climate animals living on it? I'll show you the animals living there in just a second, but stick with me. And I don't want to hear in the comments, Katie, that's clearly just Antarctica. It's at the bottom of the freaking world, obviously, right? No, it's not Antarctica. And let me tell you why. Because Antarctica hadn't been discovered yet, at least not when this Bono Monti map was made, because Antarctica wasn't discovered until 1820. This Bono Monti map is from 1587. So Antarctica was discovered a whole 233 years after this Bono Monti map was made. Okay, you with me? So that's not Antarctica. It hasn't been discovered yet. Not for another 230 some years. So either we're being, like, severely lied to about our world, our true map, the true location and size of our continents, our true history, and so much more. Because, like, what is this piece of land? It's not Antarctica, because Antarctica hadn't been discovered yet, according to our history. So what is it? Why is it green? Like, it's warm there. Why are there warm climate animals there, right? Crazy. Let me zoom in. And let's go over what is found there, because it's going to blow your mind. Okay, so if you zoom in on this outer ring of the Bono Monti map, or Bono Monti map, however you want to say it, you will see, first of all, it's kind of hard to see. Okay, so you have to, like, you know, blow it up, you know, use your own imagination. I will link the website where I found these maps at in the description below, and I might even put a tag here on screen so you guys can go do it on your own phone and zoom in and, you know, maybe make it clearer for you, because I can only make this video so big and it may not, you know, be easy for you guys to see it here. So go look it up for yourselves. I'm telling you, it's worth it. But anyways, if we zoom in on this outer ring of the Bono Monti map, these are the types of animals that we'll start seeing. You can see, like, a large cat chasing a deer or antelope. You can see alligators, large iguanas or lizards of some sort. You can see lions, bears, elephants. You can even see, like, camels and, like, ostriches, it looks like, right? Like a really tall bird with two legs. So clearly this was, like, a warm climate place, right? Okay, but wait, it gets even deeper than this. Wait, just watch. So then I'm zooming in on the water around this piece of land, which is not named, and we have no clue what it is. And I see this. What does that look like to you? Because to me, it looks like a mermaid. And then behind it, you see a giant, like, sea creature, like a ocean beast, sea creature, whatever, right? Okay. Then you go over up to this little, like, cove up here, and you can see a whole bunch of mermaids in the water. Okay, weird. Then on the land up here, you can see a dragon. Do you see that? That is clearly a dragon. Yo, a dragon. Okay, all right, weird. Then, come around to the left side of it. Is that a minotaur? Is that a half man, half horse that I'm looking at on this map of this piece of land that's unnamed, unknown, from 1587? That's not Antarctica because Antarctica wasn't discovered until the 1800s? What is going on, guys? Make it make sense. So, want to hear my theory? Or what my mind was thinking when I'm like putting this together and trying to figure out what the F is going on? Okay, so this Bonomonti map is from 1587. We're told Antarctica wasn't discovered until 1830, which is like 233 years later. We've already been over this, right? Okay, well, what if they're just lying to you about the day and year that Antarctica was discovered? Like, what if it really was discovered in the 1500s? And that's what that piece of land was. They knew it was Antarctica. And they knew it was warm and warm climate and warm animals and all this stuff, right? But they also knew about the dragons and the minotaurs and the mermaids and, you know, these mythological, mystical creatures that should not be here, right? And just a theory, just my theory, not factual, for entertainment purposes only, okay? When they wanted to enslave the rest of us, when they got rid of Tartaria, which was using the free energy and, you know, like letting their citizens live freely and not have to work for a living and all this stuff, right? When they eliminated Tartaria because they wanted to enslave the rest of us and have power over the rest of us and control us all, they got rid of Tartaria. They got rid of the giants, right? With whatever petrified them instantly, okay? Tartaria's gone, but giants are gone. Then they also have to petrify or ice age Antarctica because they want to get rid of these mythical creatures and mythical beings and cover up any remnants of that being there. So it's easier to enslave us all. So it's easier to manipulate and control and lie to us all, right? Just my theory. So then they go and do this. They wipe out Tartaria. They, you know, petrify the giants. They freeze Antarctica and all the mythical creatures or whatever to cover their tracks and everything. And then, once everything's done, in 1830, they come out and say, oh, we found Antarctica, this new piece of land, and rewrote all the history books to say it was discovered in the 1800s, instead of actually being already there in 1587 when Bonomonti made this map. I don't know. Just my personal opinion. And then you're like, okay, well, why did they leave the Bonomonti map for us to find if that's the truth? Well, because the laws of the universe. They have to tell us the truth, right? And us being silent and not complaining and not standing up and saying, no, this is wrong, that's consent. I don't know. Just my thought, just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, because I just think this is crazy and I can't explain what that piece of land is other than Antarctica, and it just had a different climate and they're lying to us about when we found it. Because what else is that piece of land? And if it's not Antarctica, then what is it? And is it still there today? If it's not, what happened to it? Like, I have so many questions. I need answers. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as always, make sure that everyone is kind to each other in the comments, because we are all here trying to learn from each other and just trying to grow. And we can't do that with negativity. We can only do that through information and positivity. And honestly, this community is so great for that. You guys are awesome. I love you so much. Thanks to you all for us finally hitting 1,100 subscribers. We did that, I think, Friday. I got the notification that we hit 1,100. So thank you all very much from the bottom of my heart, because we wouldn't be able to do any of this, and none of this would be possible if it weren't for each and every one of you beautiful people at home who sit there and watch my videos and comment and like them and, you know, send me your love and positivity, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Our truth-seeking community that we have here, it is fabulous. I love you guys. You're A1. Well, if you guys didn't like the video in the beginning of the video, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button for me now, because it really helps get these videos out to as many people as possible. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, get subscribed to our channel, because, like, hello, what are you doing with your life? You need to come join our truth-seeking community over here. And I think that's all the blabbering that I need to do. So let me know what you guys think about these crazy X videos in the comments. And until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!